Jen and I want to thank all of you for tuning in and watching our music today. We hope something that we've sang or said today has uplifted you, been an encouragement to you, or ministered to you in some way. We want you all to know that we're all joining in and praying for you during this time. We wish you nothing but peace, health, safety, and as our Pastor Scott said to us on Sunday morning, let's walk in faith and not in fear. And again, thank you for joining us. We've got a lot of exciting things happening in our ministry that we want to take just a moment to tell you about. In fact, I know there's a lot of things going on across the world right now, but we want to try to focus on the positives and continue to look forward. And what we're looking forward to is a brand new CD. And we've been in Nashville we've made a few trips to Nashville this winter and started recording that, and it is pretty much completed. We're just waiting on one final touch from a very special guest that we're not going to announce just yet. We're going to hold off, but it's very exciting, and we can't wait until that time when we get to share with everybody who that person is. So we actually don't have any new music to share with you from that project just yet, but please stay tuned because we do hope to have that in the coming weeks to share with everybody. But we do want to leave you with a song that has become very personal to us. It's a song titled Choose Life. And some of you are going to recognize this song because it was recorded by the His Songs and it went to #1 on the gospel charts back in September of 2019. It is a song I wrote. And we want to tell you just a little bit of our testimony very quickly before we get into this song, because it really does revolve around our daughter. Now, when you say choose life, people's brain automatically goes to a certain subject, and this song is not a political statement, even though it does touch on that subject. It also touches on other subjects as well. But you'll understand when we tell you a little bit about our daughter and how God brought her into our lives. You want to share that with us?
Well, sure. This story actually starts starts back in 2004, where I was having some routine issues, and my doctor just sent me to a specialist, and the specialist was supposed to actually check me for certain things, and they told me I was fine, and they sent me on my way. And then in 2008, I had met this cute little fella right here, and we were dating seriously and talking about possibly starting a family. And I went again just for a routine doctor's checkup, and throughout the questioning, they determined that I had something called PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And if it goes untreated for too long, you don't know if you're going to be able to have children. And that's exactly where I was standing at that moment. And so I went and I talked to him, and he said, well, honey, that's hardly a deal breaker. And then he married me to prove it. And so we were married for like 4 blissful months. And I remember we were singing in a Christian theater in Pigeon Forge, and I just remember being so overcome with this burden that it was hard to even sing. And we got to intermission, and I got back to my dressing room, and I just kind of collapsed onto the tabletop, and I said, I can't carry this anymore. And it's one of the very first times I heard God audibly speak to me. And he said, well, why are you trying to carry it? It's not your burden to carry. And I said, God, I'm going to lay this at your feet, and I'm not going to pick it up again. And I went back out at intermission, after intermission, and we sang the second half of that concert. And I sang with this renewed joy that I hadn't felt in a very long time. And after the show was over, the concert was over, we went out into the lobby to tell everyone goodbye and thank you for coming. And this man came right up to me, and he said, young lady, I have a word from the Lord for you. And I was like, well, first of all, thank you for calling me young. Second of all, let me hear it. And he said, you have the spirit of Hannah. And I went, oh, that's so nice. I was so embarrassed I couldn't remember who Hannah was. don't worry, I knew she was a good guy. It's not like she was Jezebel or something. So I knew we were on the right side of things. So as soon as he left, I ran back to my dressing room and I opened up my Bible and I looked up Hannah, and Hannah was Samuel's mom. And here she was watching all these people around her start their families, and she was barren. And so she did not get wallowed down in the mire of this burden. She got down on her knees and she said, God, give me a child. And that's exactly what God did. God gave Hannah Samuel. And then she sent Samuel right back to the temple to serve God. And look at all the mighty things God accomplished through Samuel. And I was like, oh, wow, cool. And so we got home that evening, and I won't say I don't know what told me to take a pregnancy test, but I did, and we found out that very night that JL was on her way. And I won't lie, I laid down in front of the refrigerator and cried for about 3 days because I thought, we're never going to sleep again. It's okay, she likes to sleep now, we're good. So we were about 4 months into our pregnancy when we went to find out what we were going to be having, and I was so excited because I just knew we were going to have a boy. And not only did we not get a boy, we got a really, really wonderful gal who likes Disney princesses a lot. At least she did. So, yeah, I'm talking about you. So, but it was not in the same sentence. The nurse didn't even take a breath. She said, but she has cysts on her brain. And we went, whoa. And she said, if these cysts don't dissipate in the next 4 weeks, you're looking at a child with a very, very serious problem. And we went from joy to fear all in one breath. And the doctor took us into this padded room, and he was like, we want to tell you in time so you can make your choice. And we were like, whoa. This child is not a choice. She's a miracle. And we're going to choose to believe that. And we went home and we called our moms and we started the prayer chain that very evening. And in 4 weeks we went back and those cysts were completely gone. And in July of 2010, this beautiful baby girl was born, and she is just a delight and so much fun in our family and in our marriage. And so, yeah, not only do we want you to choose life, but we want you to choose life in Jesus Christ, because it's the only fulfillment you're ever going to get.
Very well. There's a woman crying softly, heavy heart and a worried mind, as she wonders how she'll care for this precious unborn child. Somebody said to her, you have a choice in this day and time. In spite of all her uncertainties, the choice becomes clear in her mind. She chooses life, full and abundant, a precious gift from heaven above. Life, in spite of all of its trials, is God's manifestation of marvelous love. When it seems there's no other choice you can find, remember God created us to prosper and thrive. The choice becomes clear every time. Choose life. There's a man crying softly, a heavy heart and a worried mind, as he ponders a decision to give up and end it all this time. Somebody said to him, you have a choice, find the strength inside. In spite of all his uncertainties, the choice becomes clear in his mind. He chooses life, full and abundant, precious gift from heaven above. Life, in spite of all of its trials, is God's manifestation of marvelous love. When it seems there's no other choice you can find, remember God created us to prosper and thrive. The choice becomes clear every time. Choose life. And here's what it's really about. There's a world crying softly with heavy hearts and worried minds. We've forgotten there's abundant life through Jesus Christ. We all have a choice before we leave this world behind. Jesus is life, so now is the time to decide. Choose life, full and abundant, a precious gift from heaven above. Life, in spite of all of its trials, is God's manifestation of marvelous love. When it seems there's no other choice you can find, remember God created us to prosper and thrive. The choice becomes clear every time. Choose life. Choose life. Jen and I want to thank you once again for tuning in and worshiping with us. Again, we hope we've said or sang something to uplift you today. If you need encouragement, if you need prayer, feel free to reach out to us. All of our information is online. We have a website, frosttrio.com. You can find our email there. You can find our phone number there. You can also find our music there. We would love for you to take our music with you. All the downloads are there available for purchase as well. And if you would like to tune in to Sunday morning worship,
Sunday morning
worship
morning.
that we're a part of, I know Pastor Scott would welcome you to do so out there as well. We are Freedom Fellowship Church, and you can find us online. Just search for that in your Facebook search bar, and we'll be on at 10 a.m. Sunday morning.
That's Central Time,
Good,
not Eastern Time. I know.
God bless you. We love you.